So in this video, we will be writing absolute value functions as piecewise functions. So remember, an absolute value function is some sort of v. So you can look at that v as being two pieces. So like if I had a v like this, I could think of it as being this blue piece and then this pink piece. So I could write this as a piecewise function. I could do one piece for the blue and one piece for the pink. So that's basically what we're about to do. So I'm going to make a piecewise function for number 7. Now, one way or another, we need to be looking at a graph to do this piecewise function. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this on graph paper so to make it very clear to you. But you really should be able to do it with a little sketch graph. So I'm going to do it both ways, but I'm going to do it on graph paper first so you can really see well. Alright, so let's quickly graph this absolute value equation. Remember, it's all about the vertex. You want to start there. It's the opposite of this, comma that. So we know the vertex is going to be 3, comma, negative 4 right away. So let's go ahead and graph that vertex. Alright, 3, negative 4, there's the vertex. This is positive, so we know it's going to be an upward facing v like that. The slope is 2, so that means the right hand side is going to go up 2 over 1 like this. Alright, yeah, no eating in class. No eating in class. Look, you're not even my student.
I just like being in here. It's so nice.
It is nice in here, yes. The left side of the V, my friend. So that's what this graph is going to look like. All right, and I could draw the lines, but that's not super important. So now we're trying to make this into a piecewise function. So I'm going to put this in 2 different colors. So, man, what's up with these bootleg colors though? Hold on. This is crazy. Okay, so I'm going to show this part of the graph in blue. All right, that'll be one piece of my piecewise function. And I'm going to show this part of the graph in pink. That'll be the other piece of my piecewise function. All right, so when I write my equation, I'm going to write an equation for the blue and an equation for the pink. Now remember, these are both lines. So you should be thinking y equals mx plus b. Alright, y equals mx plus b. We need the slope and we need the y-intercept. So this blue line over here is going to be y equals. Now the slope, this is going down 2 over 1. Well, I probably picked the wrong. I say this is going down 2 over 1 like this. Okay, so that means the slope is negative 2. So we're going to do negative 2x so far. Now we need the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept is right here. Okay, there's my y-intercept at 2. So that'll be negative 2x plus 2. So that's going to be the first part of my piecewise function. Negative 2x plus 2. Alright, so I will write negative 2x plus 2, like that. Now I need that if part. So this is the left side. Okay, remember, there's an axis of symmetry right here, splitting this thing down the middle. So the part, this is at 3. You know, it's an x value of 3. So we're to the left of 3. So we're going to say if x is less than or equal to 3 because we're to the left of 3. Now for the other part, it's going to be very similar. Again, I'm thinking y equals mx plus b. So we need the slope and the y-intercept. This was going down 2 over 1. This is going up 2 over 1. So that's positive 2 slope, so I'll say 2x. Now the y-intercept is going to be slightly more tricky here. because the pink part doesn't actually touch the y-axis. But I could extend the line by continuing to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. So you can see my y-intercept is actually -10, even though the graph stops here. The y-intercept of this line is -10. So that would be 2x minus 10. So I will write 2x minus 10 if. Okay, now this time we're looking at x values to the right of 3. So I'm going to say if x is greater than 3. Now you'll notice I put an equal to on this one and I didn't on this one. I could have done it the other way around. Okay, I could take the equal to off of this one, put it on this one. It doesn't matter which one you put it on, just pick one. Alright, so that is how you make a absolute value function into a piecewise function. Alright, let me do that same problem again, but this time I'm going to show you how you could do it without graph paper, just from a little sketch. So say if we have f of x and then you want to write this as a piecewise function. I still need a graph, but I'm just going to do a little sketch over here off to the side. So still, we look at this and we know the vertex is going to be 3, comma, -4. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so there's my vertex. It's positive, so we know we're going to have an upward facing V like this. Alright, now I'm not being really careful about where it's hitting the y-axis, so don't pay attention to that. But pay attention to the slope though. So we do know that the slope is 2. That means that on the right hand side over here, this has a slope of 2. And on the left side over here, the slope is -2. Alright, so we know that just from the equation. So again, I'll look at this as a blue piece and this will be the pink piece. So the slope of the function in front right here, that 2, that tells us that this pink side is going to be 2x as far as the slope. Alright, see how it's going uphill? So that's positive. And the blue piece is going downhill, so that's negative. So I'll have -2x over here. So all we really need is the y-intercept. Now without a graph, I can't just count, or I can't even just look at it and see where it touches. So that's the main thing. How do we find the y-intercept without a graph? And here's what you do. We're just going to use the model y equals mx plus b, and we're just going to plug in the vertex and the slope. So if I want to find the blue y-intercept, I will just take this x value and this y value and plug them in. So y equals mx plus b becomes -4 equals -2, x is 3 plus b. So that's -4 equals -6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides. So that gives me b is equal to 2. So that makes this -2x plus 2. So there's my -2x plus 2. Okay, let me erase this, get it out of the way. And then I'll say if x is less than or equal to, because it's the left-hand side. And again, I don't need a graph to know that the x value here is 3. So it's less than or equal to 3 because of this 3 right here. And we'll do the same thing for the pink side. All we need is the y-intercept. We knew the slope right from the beginning. So again, we'll think y equals mx plus b. And again, we'll use the vertex. So that will become -4 for the y value. The only thing that changes is the slope is 2. Alright, x is still 3. So So that makes this negative 4 is equal to 6 plus b. If you subtract the 6, you get negative 10. So that gives you 2x minus 10. And we'll say if x is greater than 3, again, looking at the x value is where we're getting the 3 from. So that's how you could do it without having a graph paper. All right, so let's try doing number 8 without graph paper. So we'll have f of x equals, we'll get our piecewise ready. Now off to the side, we will do our graph. All right, our vertex is going to be negative 4, comma 3. All right, that's our vertex. So that means our vertex is going to be to the left and up. So negative 4, comma 3. So it'll be somewhere in this area. It's negative, so it's going to be a downward facing V. So it's going to be something like this. And again, I will look at this as a blue piece and a pink piece. All right, now the pink piece, we already know the slope is going to be negative 1/2 because of this. So that means the equation over here is going to start off negative 1/2 x. All we need is the y-intercept. Meanwhile, on the blue side, it's going to be positive 1/2, all right, just the opposite of this. So this is going to start off positive 1/2 x, and all we need is the y-intercept. All right, so let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, we will do y equals mx plus b, and we will use the vertex of negative 4, comma 3. So this is my x and this is my y. So y is 3, so this will be 3 equals. Now on the blue side, the slope is 1/2, so I'll put 1/2 for m, and then my x value is negative 4. So I've got negative 4 plus b. So I'm just trying to find b. So this becomes 3 equals. Now 1/2 of negative 4 is negative 2. If I add 2 to both sides, I get 5. So b is equal to 5. So that makes this blue equation 1/2 x plus 5. So that's the first piece of my piecewise function, 1/2 x plus 5. Okay, now I'm going to erase this because I need a little space, because I want to say if x is, now this is the left side, so I'm going to say less than or equal to, and focus on the x value here. So I'm going to say less than or equal to negative 4. Okay, now let's do the pink side. Okay, for the pink side, and let's just do this over again. So we are still thinking y equals mx plus b. We're still using the vertex. All right, 3 is the y, so this is going to start off 3 equals. This time the slope is negative 1/2. All right, the x value is still negative 4 plus b. So that's going to give me 3 equals. Now a negative times a negative is a positive. 1/2 of 4 is 2, so that'll be a positive 2 plus b. When I subtract 2 from both sides, I get 1. So b is equal to 1. So that makes this equation negative 1/2 x plus 1. So that's what's going to go right here, negative 1/2 x plus 1. And I'll just say if x is greater than negative 4. This is the right-hand side to the right of negative 4, so greater than negative 4. It didn't matter which one of these you pick to be the equal to. Just pick one and make it or equal to. But that's how you can write the piecewise function without actually having graph paper if you use your y equals mx plus b. All right, real fast, I will go ahead and do it on graph paper though. So the vertex would be negative 4, comma 3, opposite of this one, comma this one. So negative 4, comma 3 would be right here. So this is going to be my vertex. And then the slope is negative 1/2, so that's down 1, right 2. So that would be like this, down 1, right 2. Okay, so and I'll use this for my blue side, and this will be my pink side. All right, so as I do my piecewise function, all right, on the blue side, again, because of the 1/2 here in the front, all right, I know the blue side, this is uphill, so this is going to be positive 1/2 x. The pink side is downhill, so this is going to be negative 1/2 x. So I can go ahead and put those in the equation. Negative 1/2 x for the pink side, the right-hand side, and positive 1/2 x for the blue side. All we need is the y-intercept. Because I have a graph paper, I can find the y-intercept a little bit more easily by continuing the slope. So see how the slope is going up 1 over 2? If I continue to go up 1 over 2, notice how it's going to hit at 5. So on graph paper, it's easier to see that this is going to be plus 5 for my y-intercept. And on graph paper, I can easily see that the y-intercept of the pink is 1. So that would be plus 1. And again, you see the x value of negative 4 is where this changes from the blue piece to the pink piece. So that's why on the blue piece is left of negative 4, so we'll say less than or equal to negative 4. And the pink side is to the right of negative 4, so we will say greater than negative 4. And it doesn't matter which one you make or equal to, you just pick. So as you can see, it's really easy to do if you have graph paper.